Welcome back to Dazzy Cars. There's a special kind of thrill that hits you when you stand in front of a machine that blends power, heritage, and modern luxury in one bold package, and today, that feeling lands harder than ever. Because right in front of us is the 2023 Range Rover Sport, a symbol of prestige that has somehow gotten sharper, leaner, more athletic, and at the same time, more composed than almost anything in its class. This thing isn't just a luxury SUV, it's a statement. The kind that whispers, yeah, I could have bought the big Range Rover, but I wanted something that actually moves like a damn performance vehicle, and trust me, this one does. Now, let's talk about the exterior, because the moment this thing rolls into frame, you can't help but stare. The 2023 Sport looks like Land Rover spent nights replaying every complaint, every request, every fantasy car fans had about the older model, and then sculpted this like they were working with molten metal and arrogance. The body lines are clean, almost impossibly smooth, like wind carved them over time. The headlights are narrow and menacing, full of that modern LED precision that feels like a high-tech glare straight out of a sci-fi film. The front fascia is bolder, darker, tighter, like it's clenching its jaw ready for a sprint. From every angle, the Sport looks like it skips the gym because it is the gym. Walk around the side and you realize something: this SUV carries presence without needing bulk. The roofline dips in just enough to feel sporty, but not enough to compromise. That upright Range Rover posture we Americans secretly love. The flush door handles slide out like a handshake from the future. The wheels, depending on your spec, look like they belong on something that would chase down supercars on a canyon run. And the rear, man, the rear is where this thing flexes. The full-width taillight, razor sharp, glows like a red horizon. It's not loud, it's confident. That's the feeling. The entire exterior gives you confidence built on decades of refinement. Moving inside, the interior feels like stepping into a modern sanctuary made for people who appreciate the world but don't want to hear it. It's quiet, padded, layered with materials that feel intentionally selected, not slapped in because they looked expensive. When you sit in the driver's seat, the bolstering is just enough to hold you through spirited driving but never digs into you. The leather feels premium, the stitching feels artisan, and the whole cabin feels calming, like luxury wrapped in warmth instead of chrome and pretension. Look at the screens. The 3.1-inch curved display sits beautifully in the center with one of the most polished user interfaces in the luxury SUV market. It's fluid, minimal, responsive, and finally, everything feels intuitive. The digital gauge cluster is clean and customizable, and the heads-up display throws just enough information to feel futuristic without distracting you. The steering wheel feels taut but comfortable, like it was designed for people who actually drive their SUVs instead of just posing in parking lots. The panoramic roof spreads across the cabin like an open sky. The ambient lighting sets the mood when the sun goes down. And the sound system? The Meridian audio is not just crisp, it's immersive. Like sitting in a studio with your favorite tracks being mixed in real time. And here's something that hits hard: the 2023 Range Rover Sport manages to pull off minimalism while still feeling rich. Luxury that doesn't scream, it smirks, but all of this elegance would mean nothing if the Sport didn't move like a predator with a purpose. So now let's talk about the engine, the performance, and the handling, the soul of this beast. Depending on the spec you choose, the 2023 Sport gives you a range of powertrains. The one that really makes Americans perk up is the twin-turbo V8. Yeah, a V8 in a world where everything is going eco-friendly. This one throws down 523 horsepower like it's nothing. Put your foot down and the whole SUV lunges forward, not with the wild, chaotic energy of a muscle car, but with controlled violence, the kind that feels engineered, calculated. The way the Sport handles is almost unnatural for its size. Air suspension smooths out the road like it's ironing wrinkles. The rear-wheel steering quietly helps you carve streets like a smaller performance SUV. And when you take it onto a twisty road, that's where the magic happens. The chassis tightens, the steering sharpens, and the whole vehicle leans into corners with this confident athleticism that makes you truly forget that you're driving a luxury SUV. Land Rover wasn't playing around with off-road capability either. The 2023 Sport is still a Range Rover at heart, meaning terrain modes, hill descent control, locking differentials, and everything you'd need to take this polished luxury machine into the wild if you ever wanted to. Most owners won't, but just knowing it can do it, That's a flex in itself. Safety is where Land Rover pulls out the grown-up tools: adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, 3D surround cameras, driver attention alerts, collision mitigation, and even automated parking. This thing feels like your giant armored guardian angel sometimes. And pricing? Well, yeah, it's not cheap. The Range Rover Sport starts around $83,000 and climbs quickly with the higher trims, better engines, and personalization options. But anyone who buys a Range Rover Sport already knows this isn't an SUV you buy to save money. It's an SUV you buy to say something about who you are. As we move through the final emotional stretch of this story, picture this: the sun setting behind the Sport, its LED signature glowing like hot embers. You walk up to it after a long day, the door unlocks with that soft, satisfying Range Rover gesture, and you realize something. This isn't just transportation. This is your rolling sanctuary, your escape, your statement piece, your comfort, your performance machine, your quiet moment in a loud world. Some cars are bought, a Range Rover Sport is chosen. And now, as we wrap up today's cinematic journey, let me end this with the same passion we started with. If you love diving deep into the world of the 2023 Range Rover Sport, then you must go watch our previously uploaded video on the Range Rover HSE 1990 to 2010 models, a legendary era that shaped everything you see in the Sport today. It's already live on the channel, and trust me, that chapter of Range Rover history hits in a way modern SUVs never could. Go check it out right now. It completes the story you started here. And before you head out, smash that subscribe button like a V8 roaring to life, because this channel is where passion meets horsepower every damn day.